And the person the president nominated to be the new CIA chief to replace Pompeo, if he is indeed the Secretary of State, Gina Haspel, the current CIA deputy chief. If confirmed, as I mentioned, she would be the first female CIA director. After 9/11, Haspel oversaw a secret prison in Thailand that used torture techniques. And you said as a result, she's unsuitable to be the CIA director. And in a statement, you said the government can no longer cover up disturbing facts about her past. You're on the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. We know you can't divulge classified information in something called sources and methods. But what can you tell us about these disturbing facts that you said have been covered up by the government? And how will you question Haspel about them in these hearings?
Here's what I can say about Haspel. And you're right, this is classified matters. What I can say is that I and Senator Martin Heinrich have been trying for over a year to get declassified her background. And in effect, I think there is an out-and-out cover-up in terms of people being able to get access to the facts. So what I can say is I have read the intelligence. I have read the confidential intelligence. On the basis of that, I couldn't support her. Now, the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence did do a report on her time with the Bush administration, and there's some key issues. It was clear, for example, that people who had already been injured were tortured. It is clear that the government, in effect, lied when it said that torture had prevented terrorist plots. The key question in these hearings would be, what did Gina Haspel know about these matters?
Confirmation for Pompeo and Gina Haspel will likely require some Democratic votes because Senator Rand Paul, a Republican, has said he will not vote for them. Do you envision any scenario where you would support either one of them?
Well, I certainly couldn't support them on the basis of what I know at this point. What I can tell you is I make these calls on the merits. For example, I supported the president's pick recently to head the Federal Reserve, Mr. Powell. That's an extraordinarily important position. I spent a lot of time scrubbing his record. One of the areas that was a factor in my thinking is that he seemed to be relatively comfortable with Janet Yellen, who had been his predecessor. So you make these calls on the merits.